Yes, he's not like a winger, but he can play on the left. He's likely to be a progressive eight, but he's on penalties. We've seen he can get goals and assists, and I just think it'll be a big season from him. And I think he'll come in at 6.5 million, which is a great price. G'day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Roo, and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at my first draft for the 2023-2024 Premier League season. Obviously, the game isn't out yet, but the fixtures are out, and we've got I won't say a rough idea, but we've got some estimated prices courtesy of FBL.team. Definitely check out their website if you haven't already. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you do subscribe and like this video if you like the draft, or even if you don't like the draft, leave me a comment below. Anyway, we'll get started with the goalkeepers. So for me, I've gone for Ramsdale. Arsenal do have pretty good fixtures to start off the season. So if you don't know their fixtures, I do go through them in my previous video. Where I see the fixtures announced and what teams have the best, what teams have the worst. And Arsenal are a team with some of the best fixtures to start off with. So especially their home game against Forest, really good game. And I do fancy Ramsdale to keep a lot of clean sheets, just like he did last year. Last year he kept 14 clean sheets. Arsenal were pretty good defensively. Towards the end of the season, they did start to concede a lot of goals when Saliba was out. But I'd fancy them to be solid defensively next season. And anyway, I think Ramsdale does keep a lot of saves in respects to goalkeepers of the other big teams compared to Ederson, say. And he's only 5 million. So yeah, really good price. For my sub keeper, this could be any 4 million goalkeeper, but I've gone for Kelleher. I just think he'll get a move away from Liverpool this season. And for 4 million, if you can get a starting goalkeeper, then I think that's a great move. But we'll skip on to the defence now anyway. So for defence, I've gone for Trent. A lot of money, so he does come in at 7.5 million. And a tough first game, I guess you could say, away at Chelsea and then away at Newcastle in game week 3. But for me, his attacking potential is going to be playing in midfield. I think he's a must-have to start the season with. Next up, we've got Estupinan. So Brighton do have some great fixtures. I've got him as 5 million. I know a lot of people have him as 5.5, but I just can't see him going up that much. And great 2 fixtures to start off with. So Luton at home, Wolves away, West Ham at home as well. So and his attacking threat is good. So definitely Estupinan is going to be in my team. Next up, we've got Johnny Stones. So I did want a City defender in there, as they have a great, probably the best set of fixtures to start the season with, and they're the best team in the league. So Burnley away, Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away, Fulham at home, and West Ham away. And their fixtures are just really, really good. Probably, I guess, until game week 8, where they got Arsenal away, Brighton at home, United away. Yes, he's not, I wouldn't say that attacking, but he is likely to be playing in midfield, and you just never know. He could get on the end of crosses, long shots outside the box. And I think he's a better option than Ederson. And a lot of people that have done first drafts already have gone for Ederson instead. But for me, I think Stones is a better option. And I don't think there's as limited minutes risk with him. Midfield, we'll start off with Bukayo Saka. So I've got him down as 9 million. Yes, his fixtures are good to start the season, as I mentioned with Ramsdale. He's going to be on penalties. Great first fixture. Yes, he did fall off towards the tail end of last season, but Arsenal started strong last season. I expect him to do the same this season. Next up, I've gone for Enciso for Brighton. So ideally you'd want Matoma or March, but I just couldn't afford them. But I do feel like Enciso will start in that number 10 role behind the striker now that McAllister has left Brighton. So again, good fixtures. 6 million, which I think is going to be much cheaper than March and Matoma. Matoma is likely to be about 7 million. So I think Enciso did look threatening towards the end of last season, and he is a good option to start the season with. Next to him, I've got someone that ended last season really well, is Eze, and he's going to be on penalties, especially now that Wilfried Zaha is going to leave the club, likely to be going to PSG. But yeah, Eze, yes, he's not like a winger, but he can play on the left. He's likely to be a progressive 8, but he's on penalties. We've seen he can get goals and assists, and I just think it'll be a big season from him. And I think he'll come in at 6.5 million, which is a great price, I feel like, for Eze. Again, if Palace do get defensive coaching rather than keep Roy Hodgson, then maybe he's not a great option. But for now, I think Eze is a good option to start the season with. Another player that I've gone for is can I select him? Is Jacob Ramsey. So wait. Yep, so Ramsey, so Aston Villa. So again, he did have a great season a couple of years ago, kind of dropped off, but then last season he started getting a few assists, getting a few goals. I think Villa are going to do really well this season. Unai Emery in charge. We've seen how great they finished last season. And they do have a mixed bag of fixtures. Yes, Newcastle away. Yes, Liverpool away. But in between that, they've got Burnley and Everton. And I feel Villa will be a threat this season. So that's why I've gone from him. There is other options as well, though. So 6.5 million. So if we just quickly have a look. At that price range, as you can see on this list. So at the 6.5 million mark for midfielders so you could go Ericsson, not for me, Ben Rama, McAllister. I just don't think he'll be attacking. Gibbs White is a shout, but Forest fixtures are horrible to start the season. March, if you want to double up Brighton, but for me, that's not the right move. Gross again, so there's not that many options, and I just think Ramsey is kind of a punty option. I do feel Villa will do well this season. We'll start off up front. So Haaland, obviously. I think he'll come in at 13.5, but even if he comes in at 14, I'll probably go for him and try and make a downgrade somewhere else. I don't think he's going to be like 15, 14 and a half, to be honest. Salah broke the record, and I think he was only 13. So for me, I think Haaland is going to be maximum 13 and a half, and he's going to be captain probably until game week 8 at least. There's no point overthinking it. I just think the guy is ridiculous. We've seen how great he was last year, and I think he's going to do the same this year. Also gone for Mbeumo, so the Brighton forward. So yeah, Tony's out, obviously, for a few months until I think it is January. I think it's maybe mid-January. Yes, their fixtures is not great. Spurs at home, Newcastle away in the first 5. But the games in between that look really, really good. And I do fancy Brentford to have another good season this year. We're seeing how good Mbeumo can be when Tony is out the team, like towards the end of last season when Tony's been suspended or injured. He's likely to be on penalties too. So I think Mbeumo for 6.5 million is a really, really good option to start the season. For my final forward spot, I have gone for Harry Kane. So he's likely to be 12.5 million. Although Spurs' fixtures are not the best, so Brighton away, United at home. They do have Bournemouth, Burnley, and Sheffield United in between Arsenal away and Man United at home. Obviously, their fixtures turning in game week 6 where they got Arsenal and Liverpool. But for me, Kane can score against anyone, and I fancy him to get even more goals in Ange Postecoglou's system. It's very attacking. It's very forward thinking. I think Son will have a good season, but for me, I'd rather pay the extra and get Kane's penalties. And I know Kane is going to bang no matter what team he plays in, to be honest. So Kane is the full safe option. For the bench, I've got I've gone for Patterson, Everton. That's all 4 million or 4.5 million. Yes, I'm not sure if he'll play, but if he does play, Everton do have good fixtures. With Sean Dyche is likely to tighten up the defence. And yeah, if he does play, I think he'll be a good option. Also gone for Totti for Wolves. Again, he did play towards the end of last season, but I'm not sure if he will play this season. Not the best fixtures, but I don't think he'll be playing much, being on my bench. And next up is the 4.5 million midfielder. So Reed for Fulham. Again, I don't think he'll be playing much, so there's no stress there. But yeah, he's there to come on and get the 2 points if needed. Probably my captain's going to be Haaland with Vice Saka. So this is how I start my season. This is my first draft. Let me know below what you think. Like this video as well, and it really helps out the channel. And subscribe if you haven't for more FPL content. Yeah, let me know below what you reckon. Cheers.